And I was coming in for my last trick, and what they tell me happened is the wave kind of curled over. Um, and I kind of hesitated, said speed up, and kept edging, not realizing the boat had now entered this canal. Because boats go through on high speed, they'd had local construction companies dump extra rock because we don't really have rocks in Florida. So broken up sidewalk and cinder block was lining that shoreline to keep erosion away. And I hit the shoreline. The boat's going 22 miles an hour. When you edge, you can almost double the speed of the boat. So my body's probably moving about 30, and I hit this rock-covered shoreline. I break my skull in 13 places, break my jaw clean on both sides, dislocate my hip, break my tailbone, and broke my hand in 5 places. So it was a huge setback, to say the least. You know, Bobby and I were this like young couple against the world, like kind of moving from an action sports career to dabbling in action sports and wanting to, you know, maybe go be missionaries or help people. We don't know what we wanted to do. And I had made it through what I would think would be a pretty long action sports career with no injuries, and then had this huge accident. And I wake up in this hospital bed like, I just missed my finals. I lost a semester of school. Our apartment lease is up on Friday. How am I going to work? How am I going to provide for Bobby? Like, what does getting through this look like? And really the most probably broken moment I had ever experienced. I just felt like I saw God just be like, hey, I'm right here, and put people and situations in place that when we came out of that 8 months later, like I had to learn to walk again with a walker and then a cane. And then 8 months later, I came out fully physically recovered, but emotionally, spiritually changed forever. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, like, I didn't see a way out. And I watched at my weakest point how there was a way. And whatever I face, I want to carry that principle, and not realizing it would really prepare me for this huge accident that would change my life forever down the road.
Well, gosh, I mean, like even that incident alone is like the standard questions, like why does God allow these awful things to happen to good people? You know, in perspective, it's not like, you know, I mean, thank the Lord you didn't die. I mean, you could have in that situation. But yeah, where did that leave you with your faith during that time? Like what was going through your mind? And
that's the question. You know, I've seen pastors avoid that question. People leave the church because they're like, I can't subscribe to a God that would allow pain and suffering on this level. And I think one thing to remember is like we're finite beings serving an infinite God, and we look at death as so final. And the Bible talks about this life being like a blink, like, and if I were to say to you, man, Adam, you're going to experience ups and downs and tremendous amounts of pain and joy for the next 10 seconds, and then you'll never experience pain or suffering again, would you be like, man, you're so harsh, you're so evil, Matt? You'd be like, yeah, 10 seconds, I got this. But when we think of our life in comparison to eternity in a perfect place, it really is.